Hello everyone, welcome to NeoUnrealist. Yes, NeoUnrealist is back finally. No J-Fry, no jail time was involved. Mueller and his boys haven't caught up with me yet for that damn pesky Russian collusion. So the first decision I had to make for video number one, returning from the hiatus, was what to talk about. I mean, seriously, you got a lot of stuff going on between Trump reopening the government, the fake news about Michael Cohen saying Trump directed him to lie to Congress. Boy, that seems like a year ago already, with all the fake news since then. I mean, hell, you've got another illegal immigrant caravan, 12,000 strong, making its way north through Mexico, headed for the already overwhelmed U.S. border. I mean, we could talk about that, but I think that the thing that interests me the most of the recent stuff that's been going on is this nonsense with the Covington high school kids at the March for Life in Washington, D.C. What, a week plus back now? It was the Friday of, not this week past, but the previous week. So, I mean, the way it was being reported back in the first couple of days, I mean, not since the 7th Cavalry herded Spotted Elks Lakota to Wounded Knee Creek back in 1890 has the white man inflicted a worse atrocity on a band of Native American Indians. I mean, in the role of Black Coyote, the deaf member of the Lakota tribe who refused to hand his rifle over to the 7th Cavalry, and the botched attempt to disarm him that precipitated the Wounded Knee Massacre, was Native American political activist Nathan Phillips, a member of the Omaha tribe. Now, I'm recording this a week plus after the incident, so I'll try not to belabor you, the viewer, with, a strict play-by-play TikTok on the Covington High School incident. I'm sure most, if not all of you, have seen it multiple times by now. But Nathan Phillips claimed that a rowdy, hostile troop of MAGA hat-wearing Catholic school kids from Kentucky surrounded him and his band of Indigenous Peoples March participants and proceeded to heap hatred and racism upon him and his associates there when a 30-second clip of the incident, it went viral. And then the various news media asked him to comment on it. In one instance, he even said he felt that the student in the video clip, Nicholas Sandman, wanted to kill him. Well, I mean, you know what happened after that. A lot of fake news reports, and shortly after the original video clip went viral, some more videos became available. One almost 2 hours in length. I mean, you got to remember, look at these videos. Everybody there was holding up either their phone or their camera, documenting this event. So, bottom line, Nathan Phillips, he's a straight-up liar. And the fact that no major news organization has come out and treated him like one, it's instructive in itself. I mean, just to go into it briefly, the Covington High School kids, they were there at the March for Life. It was a trip. They're up here in Washington from Kentucky. They were instructed to gather in front of a prominent landmark, one that they could all easily find, the Lincoln Memorial. By 5:30 p.m. so they could get on a charter bus that would take them home. Apparently the bus was supposed to be there at 6:30. So some of the students arrived, early, over an hour before the time they were supposed to come. So this is like before 4:30 when this thing actually started to percolate. They arrived there, and, the first few, they're starting to get harassed by this group of racists known as the Black Hebrew Israelites. Yes, this is a thing. It seems like a lot of people before this story never heard of these guys, and I don't blame you. I always thought this was a Northeast regional thing. So, as a lifelong New Yorker, I was already familiar with this pack of idiots, because over the years you could find them standing on 34th Street or Times Square or some other corner in Midtown, standing on milk crates, screaming into megaphones about how they are the true Israelites. They, the black people, not the Jews. The Jews are just a bunch of white people that stole their identity, I guess. That white people are going to be their slaves eventually in some, their version of the rapture. Yes, the Black Hebrew Israelites are pro-slavery and aspire to own white slaves, if you didn't know. At 5:30 p.m., as the time approached for them to gather for the bus, more people from Covington High School started showing up to wait for the ride home. And the Black Hebrew Israelites, they were in full swing, hurling vicious racial and homophobic invective at the Catholic schoolboys. I mean, this isn't anything special for the Black Hebrew Israelites. It's pretty much what they do to everybody. So they were calling the Catholic school kids incest babies, future school shooters, dirty-ass little crackers. They even dropped the N-bomb on one of the students who was African-American and warned him that when he grew up, the white students would harvest his organs. Apparently, this was like a misapplied reference to the plot of the movie Get Out, which they were invoking, where actually the white racists in the movie were actually hijacking the bodies of black people to live in, almost like an invasion of the body snatchers. But lest you think that the black Hebrew Israelites were only giving it to the Catholic school kids, they were berating the white dominant culture, United States, for, quote, giving faggots rights. Yes, those enlightened individuals. A black man actually at one point stepped in to disagree with the black Hebrew Israelites, all the stuff they were yelling. They called him a coon. When another Native American woman came up to challenge their horrible racist, sexist, and homophobic diatribe, yes, that far left trifecta, right? I mean, they're always accusing everyone else of being racist, sexist, and homophobes. Here is a group of genuine racist, sexist, and homophobes, and I guess this lady decided to call them out. Anyway, they told the woman it wasn't her place to speak, and that she should go fetch her husband, and that he would speak to her husband about her. So apparently, the Native American Indians, they were also objectionable to the black Hebrew Israelites because they called the Native Americans savages. And they said they were not children of God, they were Indians and blue-eyed demons who had to repent because they worshipped totem poles, buffalo, eagles, and phoenixes. They claimed that because of this, I guess in their view, apparent idolatry, no buffalo was going to, quote, save them, and that because they worshipped the creations and not the Creator, was the reason so many of them in the black Hebrew Israelite opinion that Indians are drunkards, on the casino and on the plantation. So, this was the kind of stuff that was going on. Another one of them said that the Indians were a bunch of demons and Uncle Tomahawks. That's the level of the invective that they were just hurling at anyone in their general vicinity. So with all this racist and religious bigot screaming and yelling going on, Nathan Phillips, this Rambo of the reservation, he makes a beeline for the Catholic school kids who are getting the abuse. He goes to, at the heads of these 5 obviously belligerent, provocative adults looking for a fight, apparently. The Catholic school kid, their response, hey, let's do some school cheers and drown them out. So yes, that recon ranger, Nathan Phillips, led his squad into the heart of the abused kids and started banging his drum directly, now I mean inches, from the face of this 16-year-old, and forgive me for being blunt, not very intimidating Nicholas Sandman right in his face. And for the crime, yes, George Orwell's 1984 face crime is now real. For the crime of smirking while white and wearing a Make America Great Again hat, Nicholas Sandman is the new face of white privilege and white supremacy. Move over, Richard Spencer. You're a has-been. They don't want to punch you in the face anymore. They want to punch the Nicholas Sandman kid in the face now. Now, I'm just going to stop and not go any further with the incident. I mean, the kid just stood there, arms down at his sides, never spoke, never moved in any way in a threatening, hostile, or remotely violent manner. He stood there and smiled while a guy played a drum inches in front of his nose. Now, this kid, he's already a better man than I am, because I'd have knocked Phillips' drum aside, as I'm sure the vast majority of people would do anytime someone jammed any object directly in front of their face, let alone banging a drum there. But all the keyboard warrior posturing aside, the worst offender in all this, it isn't the lying Indian or the gutless school or the archdiocese in Kentucky that threw the kids under the bus. I don't even think it was the black Hebrew Israelites, because they just did what they always do. It is the media that demonized these kids and amplified this story in the first place. The media that, when the further videos came out, exonerating the kids completely of any racist attack or any surrounding Nathan Phillips and preventing him from leaving, let alone chanting "Build the Wall." In fact, it was one of Phillips' fellow Native American marchers who was screaming for the white kids to, quote, go back to Europe. This wasn't reported. Somehow the Catholic school kids had it coming for having the temerity to wear MAGA hats and attend a pro-life march. Now imagine that. citizens exercising their right to petition their government in Washington, D.C. for redress wearing the election campaign paraphernalia of the sitting president of the United States, who is in solidarity with the pro-life cause of the march they just took part in. Oh my God, there's politics in Washington, D.C. How inappropriate. By now I gotta sound like a broken record, so all I'm gonna say is, once again, fake news. That's all for this NeoUnrealist. Like the video, comment, subscribe to the channel. For now, I've still got the Patreon link up if you want to go above and beyond with the support, and you've decided to stay on Patreon in the wake of the post-Sargon of Akkad censorship bullcrap, but it's clear to me Patreon isn't safe for dissident voices, so as soon as a viable alternative presents itself, I'll get a presence there. There's still the PayPal link if you want to use that, and the tip button if you watch this at BitChute. By the way, going forward, I'm going to be releasing more videos on BitChute that I just can't upload to YouTube anymore, because it's clear YouTube doesn't want the content. Subscribe to my channel at BitChute if you don't want to miss any videos, because I'm done letting YouTube dictate the style and content of all my videos. Basically, anything with any video of an event or audio that I didn't create originally, they're hitting me for it. Even if it's public domain, Creative Commons, if I have the explicit permission of the rights holder, let alone fair use, forget that. YouTube wants to play games. I'm just going to stick, I'll just stick the videos up on BitChute. Anyway, enough behind the scenes whining. If you're still around to hear this, thanks for watching.